Carmen, though extremely unsuccessful at its premiere in 1875, so much so that Bizet died 3 months later, pretty upset, it has now become one of the most popular operas in the repertoire. It contains all the elements for a great evening: a great plot, fantastic melodies, a wonderful choruses, and lots of dancing and Spanish music, which is very evocative. So one of these attractive elements is the Spanish influence, the Moorish sound, which to us is very Middle Eastern. And you hear that very clearly at the beginning of Act 4, where we have the entr'acte for the orchestral music, and that is typical Spanish castanets, guitars, all the elements of that which the composers of that period loved. This was an age at the end of the 19th century when people could travel by rail, steam and boats and trains, and people enjoyed travelling and seeing mysterious countries such as Spain, full of mystique, danger, and it was a very exciting moment in the love of art and music. Bizet didn't travel that much, but he saw it through paintings of Degas and Manet, and he was inspired to write this music based on that dangerous feeling. He would have heard lots of Spanish music, and he uses a certain amount of dances called like the habanera, the seguidilla, and uses them for the arias of Carmen, who is a very unusual character for opera of that period and quite shocking. She's a harlot, she's a gypsy, she's very sexual in her activity and not dependent on anybody and not loyal to anybody. And that was a pretty unusual, radical thing to put on the stage, and was quite shocking. The habanera, which is the first aria that Carmen sings to introduce herself, actually came from Cuba originally, and so it's based on that kind of music from more dark and has a element of exotic side. Seguidilla, which is another dance in 3/8 time, means to follow, and it's used by Carmen when she wants to encourage Don José to follow her to this dodgy bar at the end of Seville called Lilas Pastia, and so to entice him to come, she sings this incredible exotic music again. At the beginning of the second act, we have some real dancing, the flamenco, which most people know from visiting Spain. It's very much a tourist idea now, but it was a part of the club activity inside Seville and Madrid and Barcelona. And here we hear this music which starts quite slowly, understated, and then it gets faster and faster. So soon after this, we have the Toreador song. The Toreador arrives to sell his tickets for his bullfight, and again you hear this most incredible Spanish music, which everyone loves. So this masterpiece of Bizet probably has more famous melodies than any other opera that one hears in the house, and so we hope everyone enjoys it.